You ever wonder why climbing stairs used to feel like a breeze, but now it feels more like a mountain hike? Here's the hard truth. Your legs don't just get tired as you age. They can actually shrink, not just in strength, but in size, too. And the worst part? It's not always noticeable until it starts interfering with your everyday life. Getting out of a chair, stepping off a curb, keeping your balance on uneven ground. It slowly gets harder. Not because you're lazy or doing something wrong, but because the muscles in your legs are quietly wasting away if you're not using them the right way. Now, I know that might sound scary, but here's the good news. It's preventable. Completely preventable. You don't need to join a fancy gym or lift heavy weights like you're in your 20s again. You just need to move in the right ways, consistently. And today, we're going to walk through 5 simple exercises that help keep your legs strong, firm, and reliable, no matter if you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond. These are movements you can do from home, many while holding onto a chair or countertop, and they can truly change how you move, feel, and live, because let's be honest, your legs carry you through life, literally. And once they start to go, everything else becomes harder. But you're not helpless, you're not stuck, and you're certainly not too old to make a difference. So let's dive in. The very first exercise on our list might sound a little too basic at first, but don't be fooled. It's one of the most powerful ways to wake up sleepy muscles. And the best part is, you're probably doing it already, just not with intention. It's called the sit to stand. Now wait, before you roll your eyes and say, "You mean like standing up from a chair?" Yes, exactly. But here's the trick, doing it slowly with control and without using your hands. Think about it. Every time you get up on the couch or your favorite recliner, you're engaging your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and even your core. But if you're pushing off with your hands or leaning to one side, you're cheating your muscles out of the work they need to stay strong. Instead, practice standing up from a chair with your arms crossed over your chest, or resting lightly on your thighs if balance is concerned. Then sit back down just as slowly. Try doing this 5 or 10 times in a row, a couple of times a day. You'll be amazed at how quickly your legs respond. This simple move mimics the way we use our legs in everyday life, getting out of bed, off the toilet, into and out of a car. It's functional strength, and that's the kind we need most as we age. Now, once you got a hang of that, it's time to add something that challenges your balance and strengthens your stabilizing muscles, those deep, sneaky muscles around your hips and knees that don't always get enough love. And for that, we bring in the second move, the heel-to-toe walk. Have you ever seen someone walk a tightrope, heel in front of toe, step by step? That's the idea. Only here. You do it safely in your hallway or alongside your kitchen counter. Take 10 slow steps forward. Place your heel directly in front of your toe each time, like you're walking a line. Then turn around and walk back. Keep your core gently engaged, look straight ahead, and if needed, keep a hand hovering over the counter or wall. This trains your brain and body to work together, improving not just leg strength, but coordination and balance. And balance, my friend, is your secret weapon against falls. Because it's not just weak legs that put us at risk, it's the loss of awareness and control. This simple walk activates those little muscles in your ankles and calves that often get ignored, and it also gives your brain a workout. Win-win. And here's the thing most people don't realize. As we get older, our nerves can slow down a bit too. That means the signals between your brain and muscles aren't always as snappy as they used to be. Exercises like heel-to-toe walking help keep that connection strong. I know these might seem small, ordinary, maybe even a little silly, but they add up. And I want you to think about this not as exercise in traditional sense, not as punishment or pushing yourself until you're sore, but as investing in your independence. Every rep, every step, every moment you challenge your legs is a deposit in the bank of your future mobility. You don't need to do it perfectly. You don't need to do it fast. You just need to do it. Now, we've covered 2 essential movements that are deceptively simple but pack a punch when it comes to building leg strength, confidence, and balance. And I hope, if nothing else, you've already started imagining how these can fit into your day. Maybe while the kettle's boiling, or during a commercial break, or when you're waiting for your toast to pop up. Because once you start to see how easy it is to build strength in small moments, it gets easier to keep going. You know, the beauty of these exercises isn't just in how simple they are, it's in how they quietly sneak results into your life. One day you're huffing and puffing to get up off the couch, and the next, you're strolling across the room a little taller, a little steadier, maybe even feeling a spark of that old energy you thought had passed you by. So let's keep that momentum going, because the next movement is where we start building what I like to call everyday power. Not show-off strength, not weightlifting at the gym strength. I'm talking about the kind of power you need when you're carrying groceries in from the car, getting up off the ground, or even just walking across the street before the light changes. And for that, nothing beats the calf raise. Here's how it works. Stand tall, feet about hip-width apart, and slowly lift your heels so you're standing on the balls of your feet. Hold it for a second or two. Feel the squeeze in your calves. Then lower yourself back down, nice and controlled. That's it. But let me tell you, after 10 or 15 of those, your calves will be humming like they just drank a cup of coffee. Now, if balance is concerned, do this while holding onto a chair or countertop. What matters is that you're lifting and lowering with control, not rushing through it. This motion strengthens the calves, sure, but it also supports better blood flow, keeps your ankles more stable, and improves your walking stride. Because when your calves are strong, walking feels more like gliding and less like dragging your feet through the mud. Plus, strong calves help with something people rarely talk about: posture. That's right. Weak lower legs can throw off your whole alignment. And when your posture goes, so does your confidence, your breathing, even your digestion. So this little movement, it goes a long way. Now, while the calf raise builds strength down below, the next move gets the sides of your legs in on the action. And believe me, they need it. You see, most of us walk forward all day, straight ahead, same motion over and over. But your legs weren't just designed to move front to back. They were designed to move side to side, too. And when we stop using those muscles, they shrink fast. That's where this next one comes in, the side leg lift. Here's how to do it. Stand tall, gently holding onto the back of a chair for balance. Shift your weight to one leg, and slowly lift the other leg out to the side. Keep it straight, but don't swing. Control is the name of the game here. Then bring it back down and repeat. It's not about how high you lift. It's about activating the gluteus medius, a fancy term for one of the key muscles in your hips that helps with stability, balance, and yes, even preventing falls. When these muscles weaken, your stride narrows, your knees can collapse inward, and your whole walking pattern can get off balance. But when they're strong, you feel more rooted, more capable, more confident in every step you take. And here's something else I want you to remember. These exercises aren't just about now. They're about the future you. They're about being able to pick up your grandchild without wobbling, about walking through the grocery store without leaning on a cart, about waking up in the morning and not fearing that first step out of bed. I once had a friend, let's call her Linda, who used to say, "I'll start exercising once I feel a little stronger." But that's like saying you'll start saving money once you're rich. It doesn't work that way. The strength comes because you start. The energy returns after the first steps. And you don't need to be perfect or consistent or motivated every day. You just need to show up for yourself a little more often than you don't. And if you're still with me, if you've been nodding along and maybe even trying a move or two while you listen, I want you to know something. You're doing more than you think. Even watching, even thinking about how to take care of your legs. That matters. That's momentum. That's how change begins. Now let's take that feeling and build on it. Because once your legs are feeling a bit stronger and more stable, the next thing we want to focus on is endurance, keeping those muscles awake, alert, and working for longer periods of time without fatigue sneaking in. And that, my friend, leads us to one of the simplest, most underrated tools in your toolkit, the march in place. Sounds easy, right? But when done with purpose, this little movement packs a punch. Stand tall. Lift one knee toward your chest, then lower it and repeat with the other. Keep a steady rhythm, and try doing this for 30 seconds, then 1 minute, maybe even more. Want a little challenge? Add in some arm swings, or raise your knees just a bit higher. This movement is wonderful for circulation, coordination, and heart health, but it also retrains your legs to respond quickly, to work in harmony, and to keep you moving safely when you're out in the world. The more you march, the easier real-world walking becomes. Stairs? No problem. Crossing the street? You're moving with purpose now. It's a low-impact, low-stress way to remind your body, hey, we've still got it. By now, you might be feeling a little more hopeful, maybe even a little fired up. And if you've already tried any of the movement we've talked about, I bet your legs are whispering, hey, we remember how to do this. That's the magic. It doesn't take a boot camp or some overwhelming 12-step routine. It takes a few intentional movements that speak directly to the parts of your body that aging tries to silence. But we're not here to let that happen, because we both know when the legs go, so does freedom. And if you've lived long enough to know what freedom feels like, you fight for it. And that brings us to something really important, something people often skip, even when they're trying to do the right thing: flexibility, mobility, the little things that help your muscles stay long, your joints stay smooth, and your steps stay light. Because strong legs are great, but tight, stiff, achy legs? Not so much. That's why I want to show you one final move today that wraps it all together. It's easy, it's gentle, and it can feel downright delicious when done right. It's a seated leg extension with a stretch. You start by sitting on a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor. Lift one leg straight out in front of you until it's parallel to the floor, or as close as you can comfortably get. Pause. Hold that extension for a few seconds. Feel the muscles in your thigh engage. Feel your knees straighten. Then slowly lower the leg and switch to the other side. Do a few rounds like this. Now here's where the magic happens. After your final extension, keep the legs straight and gently lean forward from the hips, just enough to feel a stretch down the back of your leg, from a hamstring to the calf. No bouncing, no forcing, just a calm, steady stretch. Then switch sides. This does more than just loosen you up. It helps retrain your nervous system to move without fear. It reminds your legs they don't have to clench or guard with every step. It brings back the flow and ease that many people lose over time and don't even realize it's missing. One of the worst things that can happen as we age is this: we stop trusting our legs. We start questioning, will I trip? Or what if I fall? Or maybe I should sit instead. And little by little, our world shrinks. We sit more, walk less, avoid stairs, skip invitations. And our muscles, they feel that silence. They respond by shrinking too. But you are not here to shrink. Not your world, not your spirit, and definitely not your strength. This isn't about exercising like you're 25 again. This is about investing in your future with a few minutes a day, about proving to yourself day by day that your legs can still carry you if you just give them a reason to. Now, I want to share something with you, a little story that always reminds me of why this matters. There's a man named Joe. He was 82 when I met him. Didn't look it, didn't act it. He'd walk a mile to the store every day just to buy a single apple. Said it kept him moving. One day I asked him, "Joe, what's your secret?" He laughed and said, "I use what I want to keep." That stuck with me. It's simple, but it's the truth. Use what you want to keep. And that's really what this is all about. Using your legs so they don't leave you behind. Moving your body so it remembers what it's capable of. Stretching and lifting and marching, not for vanity, not for praise, but for you, for your dignity, your balance, your confidence. You don't need a lot. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. And let's be honest, starting is the hardest part, especially when you feel tired or achy or unsure. But once you take that first step, maybe it's just standing from a chair without using your hands, or doing one march in place, you'll see it's not as hard as it feels in your head. That momentum builds fast. And soon, you're not just exercising, you're reclaiming your mobility, your confidence, your joy. This isn't about stopping aging. We can't do that, but we can slow it. We can push back. We can take control of what's ours for as long as we're here. And your legs, they're the foundation of that control. There's something powerful about choosing to move when the world tells you to slow down, about standing tall when everything else seems to be pulling you toward the couch. And if you've made it this far, if you've listened, maybe tried a few exercises, or even just thought about how your legs are doing, you've already taken the first step, and that counts for a lot more than you think. You see, these simple exercises, they're more than just movements. They're messages to your body that say, I'm still here, I still care, I'm not giving up on you. And your body, it listens, it responds. It may not happen overnight, but slowly, surely, it wakes up. I know it can be discouraging sometimes. You might look in the mirror and see legs that don't look or feel like they used to. Maybe they ache more than you'd like. Maybe they're slower or a little shaky on uneven ground. But none of that means you're done. It means your legs are asking for attention, a little love, a little care. And the best way to give that? Movement. Let's take a moment to think about all that your legs have done for you. They've carried you through decades of life, through work, family, ups and downs, through dances, dinners, hospital visits, vacations, funerals, birthdays, quiet moments in the garden. They've bent and stretched, run and rested. They've chased toddlers and stood still in long lines. And now they deserve your help to keep doing what they were made to do. So whether it's a sit to stand, the side leg lift, the marching, the heel to toe balance walk, or those delicious leg extensions with a stretch, each time you do one, you're casting a vote for yourself, for your independence, for your dignity. You're saying, I want to keep walking through this life with confidence. And let's not forget, this is not just about avoiding wheelchairs or walkers. This is about thriving, about being able to say yes to the day ahead, not out of obligation, but out of energy. It's about going on that trip, taking that walk with a friend, or just getting out of bed and moving through your home with ease. It's about freedom. And freedom feels good at any age. Now, I want to encourage you, don't just try this once. Don't let this video be something you watch and forget. Try doing 1 or 2 of these movements today, then tomorrow, then maybe every day for a week. You'll be shocked at how much progress you can make with just a few minutes. And if something doesn't feel right, if your knees creak or your balance wobbles, don't get discouraged. Modify. Go slower. Use a chair. Start with just a few reps. This isn't about perfection. It's about participation. About putting yourself back in the driver's seat. Because you're not just aging, you're evolving. You're learning new ways to stay strong, to stay mobile, to stay you. And that's something worth showing up for. So, if this resonated with you, even just a little, do me a favor. Share your thoughts down in the comments. What's one thing you're going to try this week? What do you struggle with? What victories have you had? You never know who you might inspire just by telling your story. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. It helps more folks like us find real, relatable advice. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're building a community here. One that believes age isn't the end of the road. It's just a new part of the journey. One where strength, joy, and independence are still absolutely possible. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for taking care of yourself, for listening, and for believing in what your body can still do. Here's to strong legs, steady steps, and living your best life at any age. You've got this, one step at a time.